All right, maybe when somebody comes on to watch things, they can let me know. Maybe when we get a watcher, if we get a watcher, it's that time of day. You may not get anything. So anyway, I wanted to come on today because I'm disturbed, and I'd like to see if there's. Yeah, right now we don't have anybody watching. I need somebody live. We're gonna wait to do this before live. Okay, nobody watching yet. All right. Okay. Well, that's too bad. I don't know. I don't know if I'm looking at you or if I'm looking at you now. I'm on this new phone, and this is a 16E, and I don't know whether it's looking at you or if it's looking at my room. I don't know this because the YouTube, in its absolute wisdom, does not tell me which camera I'm searching or looking at. So yeah, we're just live. That's all I know. And so what I'm disturbed about is to do with ham radio. I came back to ham radio in 2021, full on, full tilt. And as you know, I'm trying to be the best ham a blind person can be. And it's kind of disturbing when you're trying to do this and you cannot get what you think you should be getting. Case in point, I contacted KB9BBR, who is Michael Martin's great channel. Great. If you like POTA and you like radios and you like antennas, you're going to get those from old Michael. He's up in Wisconsin. And I asked him a question on his live show. Now, I've been participating on live shows for a long time. I've been participating with Coffee and Ham Radios, and I love those guys. Oh, hello, we got one or two people. Hey, can one of you guys let me know if I'm looking into the camera or if you guys are seeing my room? Because YouTube doesn't tell me which camera I'm using. Can you let me know which camera I'm using here? I do not know. And I'm trying to see the chat. I'm going to lay this down. Don't think I'm going away. I'm just laying this down right here on top of this because I want to read the chat. 18 watching. Whoa, okay. So I need to know which camera I'm using. And I don't know that because, again, YouTube refuses to tell me what camera I'm using. And I can't find the chat. Looking for the chat options, but it's not showing me that either. They may have totally screwed this up. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the like. I have no idea who liked it, but thank you. Okay, so I can't see the chat part of the screen, as YouTube is not showing me that. Wonderful. Okay. Guys, I'm sorry. I can't read the chat. Because YouTube does not show me the chat. I do have one like, and I appreciate the like. Change background. No, I don't want to do that. That would mess everything up. Switch camera. Nope. Okay, so I can't see the chat. So obviously comments or whatever are enabled or disabled. Excuse me. Anyway, I got one like. Remove background. Yeah, I'm going to remove background. just because I can. Alright, so obviously YouTube has messed everything up where I can't see the chat part of the screen. So that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing at all, because I cannot respond to you if you're chatting with me, which I hope you are. I cannot respond because YouTube has messed up the ability, live at least. I'm going to disable that. So live at least, I cannot adjust the chat. I can't see the chat. So this is a regression that YouTube has made. Thank you, Google. We love you too. I'm going to switch cameras just because I can. I don't even know what camera I'm using because they have it set to not tell you. Okay, it says enable. Okay, it says enable flash. That must be the back camera. That must be the back camera. See, they fixed it so I can't tell. It will not tell you which camera. Yeah, and here's the front camera. Okay, all right. All right, I'm smart enough to know, at least in theory, that back cameras have flash, front cameras don't. Or at least that's the theory. So I'm going to look at you, hopefully. Okay, so now back to it. Let me go ahead and tell you, I can't see the chat. Okay, if there is a chat, I can't see it. Either that or my channel has been de-chatted. In other words, I can't chat with you. Sorry about that. But I can see the likes and I can see the who's watching, or the watching. I can't tell who's watching. Now nobody's watching, but I got a like. Ah, 2 watching. Okay. Anyhow, so I contacted Michael Martins, KB9VVR. Well-known ham YouTuber, on his live show. Now, I get it. When somebody named The Adventures in Blind Videography checks into your channel, you kind of go, what? Who? Who is Blind Videographer? What the? I get it, okay? And I don't have a GoPro anymore. My GoPro's gone. My GoPro went away. I don't have a GoPro anymore. I just have my phone, so we do what we can. And now YouTube has just totally messed it up because I can't see the chat, if there is a chat, and I can't tell what camera I'm using. I had to guess based on the fact that only a back camera would have a flash. A front camera will not. I'm just guessing. And I hope I'm looking at you. If not, this is a stupid video. That's okay. It's mainly meant for blind, and it's meant for blind people because it's audio. But if you can see me, great. As you can tell, my beard is very well developed now. Anyway, so Michael Martins, on his show, when I asked him about the POTA Performer antenna, I asked him to please tell me about the POTA Performer antenna. His response threw me for a serious loop. His response was, that would take me hours to tell you about that. Contact me by email. And then he gave me his email address. Okay, fair enough. But I can deal with that, right? I can handle that. That's right. I don't understand why it would take him hours to describe the setup of the antenna. In other words, what it looks like, how you set it up. That's the problem with amateur radio on YouTube. You guys don't understand that a blind person cannot see you. We listen to you. And when you say you click over there, you put this over here, you move that over there, you lift that up there, you take that mast and do this with it, you'll see that tree? We're going to put this antenna up in that tree. Well, okay. What the hell does that mean? How do you get an antenna up in a tree? Okay? Well, we throw it up in a tree. What? You stand there and throw the antenna up in the tree? Okay, fine. No, we use a throwback. What's a throwback? Never seen a throwback. Don't know what a throwback is. Okay, that's just one thing. I'm trying to be a good ham here. And ham radio is supposed to be a family. Okay, well, let me explain what happened. So I contacted Michael Martins, and I told Michael Martins that I needed to know how to set the Photo Performer up. I might like to use it, which the Photo Performer was just debunked today by Tim, G5TM. He says it's still good for Poto, but he said, what's the use? Anyway, I watched that just recently, and so that pretty much did it for the Photo Performer. So I emailed Michael Martins and said, hey, you told me to email you. Can you send me a little description, maybe 1 or 2 paragraphs, of how you set up the Photo Performer and what it's supposed to look like? Nothing. Waited a week. I resent the message during that time because I got no response. Negative response, nothing. So finally, Michael put out a little video describing somewhat what the Photo Performer was supposed to do and supposed to be. So I just politely emailed him and said, thanks for the video. That kind of answers my question. So I got no response from Michael Martins, period. Never, not even an acknowledgement. This has happened before with Josh Nass, KI6NAZ. I've emailed him several times with no response. However, and this is because of the email on QRZ. Maybe it's not the email they're using anymore. You know what I mean? Let's be fair. Now, Josh responds live. When he sees me live, he'll talk to me on the show. So Josh and the gang on Helping Hams Helping Hams even understands that Discord is not a good option for blind people. It may be an option, and you may like Discord if you're a gamer or whatever. I get it. That's fine. But Discord is not a good option. It may be accessible, but it's quirky. I don't think it's even accessible, but I don't know. I don't want to accuse a program of not being accessible. I just don't know how to use it. And I don't think Discord is a good option for blind users. I'm talking totally blind users. Okay, if you got some vision, it probably is. And by the way, I'll say it over and over for anybody, for the person watching. I can't see the chat, and if there is a chat, I don't even know if there is. So YouTube has regressed or cut off my ability to chat. I'm not sure which. So, and I can't tell what camera I'm using. I had to guess that, so I'm hoping I'm using the front camera. Okay, anyway, I got 3 likes. So I must be doing something okay. So I'm frustrated with ham radio. I am a good ham. I've been a ham for almost 30 years. When I went on a Poto recently, which was fantastic, I enjoyed it more than I thought I would, but sadly, the guy focused on my blindness. He didn't focus on the fact that I'm a ham operator. He focused on the fact that I'm blind. I'm not a blind ham, okay? I'm a ham who happens to be blind. There's a big difference. You put the blindness before the ham, you totally distort everything I'm trying to do. Blindness is an afterfact. It's an afterthought. It's what I deal with. Ham radio is something I love dearly. It's a passion for me. It's more than a hobby. It's a community service, which apparently the sighted community service doesn't want me to be part of their community. That's okay. I'm still going to keep trying because I want to be part of your community. I want to help you. Lots of sighted people have helped me in my life. I'd like to help you back or try. I don't know if that's possible. Oh, there, a new person. I can't see who you are. YouTube doesn't allow me to tell who's following me. And that's a blind thing. Anyway, so Poto was great, but being blind is not great when you're trying to do something and you can't. It's not accessible. The Poto website is abysmal for blind people. It's disgusting. Blind people can't use it. It's a map. Blind people don't use maps. We use text. We use whatever. We don't use maps. I was and I'm still a beta tester for World Radio League or World Radio League. Yeah, that the blog logging software. Well, it's unusable by a blind person right now, totally. At least on the iOS, it is. The tabs at the bottom don't speak. The map, of course, to spot yourself, forget that. Blind people can't spot ourselves. And when I try to tell amateur radio operators about my frustration, it's like, well, I'm sorry, blind guy, gee whiz. Blind, 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 blind. All through my life, blindness gets in my way. I don't want to focus on being blind. I'm a ham operator. I work radio. I work a radio as good as any sighted person that ever lived, maybe better. And that's not being arrogant, y'all. That's being truthful. I'm a radio guy. I've been a radio guy since I was 3.5 years old. One of my first memories in life is of a Fisher-Price microphone with a broken switch and a little wire antenna. And the broken switch meant that your mic was always on, so you always ran the 2 AA's down because you couldn't turn it off. Finally, I figured you could break the switch out of the little hole and stick a pin up there and turn it off. Figured that out at 5. Took me 1.5 years, but I figured it out. Took my first cassette recorder apart at the age of 6. This ain't my first rodeo. And I'm okay with you liking the fact that I'm blind and am an amateur radio operator, but I got news for you. A huge number of the ham operators in the United States and worldwide are blind. And that means Yaesu and ICOM ought to be ashamed of themselves for the lack of accessibility in their radios. I just contacted a fellow over in England, the guy that does Hans Summers is his name, that does the QMX Plus. And I got the QMX Plus. What a neat looking little radio. Inaccessible. I can't tell what frequency I'm on. Now to his credit, he wants to pursue this, and I think he will. He wants to make his radio accessible. I hope he will. I have one radio in my collection that is accessible, 100% accessible. It's the Kenwood S480, and I may have to give it up because technically I don't have what I need to compensate the gentleman who gave me that radio, so it'll probably be given back. So I don't have any accessible ham radios. I'm out here in the field using radios that are hard to use. Hard to use. Now, luckily on the Shegu radios, or Shegu, I believe it's Shegu, the radios are usable by someone who can use a microphone. You can type in the frequency and hit enter and it goes. And you hope you're there. Can't read the SWR meters. I don't worry about SWR in the field. I can't use SWR. Can't tell what the SWR's antenna is. And I've got a talking meter, which is huge. It's a gigantic thing you would never take in the field with you. It's huge. That talks, yeah. 5 plus 5, yeah. I reckon we're stupid and we're supposed to learn how to just accept the fact that this is speech. Okay. All right. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, the incident with Michael Martin's kind of disturbed me. It was a little straw. When I come to your channel and text you in your chat, which is hard to read anyway because your chat's going by at lightning speed and blind people can't read that fast. There's no way we can see the chat just scrolling. But we're trying to participate. By the time I finish hitting enter on a chat, 17 messages have already happened. Okay, anyway, so when I come in your chat room, please don't flip me off. I mean, if I'm trying to be a good ham, I'm trying to represent the community. I'm an amateur radio operator and proud of it. I wear my Yaesu hat with pride. I wear my AJ5SJ hat, and used to my K4JSJ hat, and before that my AF4EG hat. I wore them with pride. I love my hats. I love my radios, even though they're not accessible. My beloved and Lovey, my 891. That's her name, Lovey. My lovely 891, which I sometimes just take out and hold just to do it. Maybe if I'm having a bad day or crying my eyes out because my wife is sick, I go get my little radio and hold it in my arms and just say, God, this is an object. I get it. I'm not supposed to love it, but I do. Oh, man, I do. I love that radio. It's not accessible. There's no feature on the 891 that's accessible. You cannot. The beeps aren't different. Can't read the screen. Now, again, I can use this little remote device, which costs 1/5 the cost of the radio, to make it speak, or not speak, go to frequency to frequency to frequency. I can hope I'm on the right frequency, pray I'm on the right frequency, but I usually am. It works, but I can't see the SWR meter. And I hear all these YouTube videos telling me, well, you better check your SWR. Well, hell, how am I supposed to check my damn SWR when I can't see it? Shame on you people. Shame on Yasu. Shame on ICOM. I've got an ICOM 705. Her name's Elizabeth. Got a wonderful little radio, ICOM 705. The only way I can use that radio is to hook it up to a computer via wire and use the RT system software. God bless RT systems and all the people that work there, because you make some radios that are not usable. You don't make them accessible. That's the job of the company, the manufacturer. Shame on you, Ray Novak and John Crook. John's middle name is Izza, or Izay. John Izay Crook, because he talks about how wonderful these radios are. I can't use it, and I'm a Yaesu fanboy. I'm trying, but today it's just been, I don't know. The incident with Michael Martin's got me. When I sent him an email and he told me he told me to do that on his live show. I don't want to talk about it on the live show. Send me an email. Okay, well, I did that. No response. Did a follow-up. No response. Finally admitted, okay, so maybe one of your videos answered some of my questions. Never got a response. Okay. Josh Nass, probably the most famous YouTuber ham operator on the planet, Ham Radio Crash Course. I've never gotten an email from Josh Nass. I've sent several. Josh Nass, excuse me. I've sent several. Never got a response. Never got a response. So is it about ham radio or is it about entertainment? Can you answer that for me, please? JShaneJackson@iCloud.com is my email, or jack728@gmail.com. You can get me to either one. I want to know, because I can't do the chat thing. Chat's not working for me. YouTube has regressed so much in the last month or two that it's sad. You can't even tell what camera you're using. I had to guess that. So, okay. I apologize for the camera moving. I'm having to make my own stand. I don't have an iPhone holder. So, and I'm not being rude to these guys or mean to these guys. It's just you put yourself out as super hams. Ham Radio 2.0 answered me. I got him on All-Star. Coffee and Ham Radio's welcomed me with open arms. Jim, Chuck, hey, Steve. I still talk to Jim and Steve regularly. And they greet me every time I show up. I'm not asking you to greet me every time I show up. That's not where I'm going. Simply saying you put yourself out there. And by the way, if you haven't checked out HOA Ham Radio, that stands for Homeowners Association. Bob, down there in Tampa, Florida, go check him out. That's another fine fella. He's responded to every email I've ever sent, responded to me on his YouTube channel, helped me with the explanations that I needed in order to buy things. I'm totally involved with G-Gable Radio now in their environment because of Bob. And I love every second of it. Just got a G-Gable product yesterday. Chameleon antennas, you have the worst customer service of anybody I've ever tried to deal with. I tried to buy some Chameleon products. I've wasted my money so far, not able to use them because I can't get good explanation. I can't get good customer service. And they had the nerve to send me a survey. Write a review. Well, I did, and I tried to post it, and they rejected it because I said, you need better customer service. If you don't want an honest review, don't ask for one. I'm like the smoking ape. If I get a product for review, I'm going to review it because I like that product, and I'm going to give you my word. If you don't like it, go look at some cat videos. You know, something like that. If you want a review, fine. I'm not walking your dog for you. I'll tell you how to walk your dog, but I'm not walking your dog for you and cleaning up after him. You do that. That's your little red wagon. Ain't mine. So yeah, I guess today's just a rant day. I'm upset. I'm trying to be a good amateur operator. I'm trying to represent. Ham Shack TV is awesome. You ever check out Josh AA4WX? Go check him out. He's about fed up with the ARRL, and I can assure you, he ain't the only one. The ARRL doesn't represent me. National Alliance of Ham Radio Operators might. But just because Dave Kassler said something doesn't make it so. Ask him about the DX Commander. He ticked off Ham Radio Tube. Ham Radio Tube was very polite about it, which is, he's not usually polite. He's usually honest, and he doesn't care about polite. OK8 murder, MRD. He's one of the best there is, as far as I'm concerned. He just says it like it is and does it like it is. But Dave Kassler is not God, and never will be. As a matter of fact, he's getting a little bit too old. His voice is starting to get real high-pitched and shake, and let KE0OG, you know. And I don't know, this new radio from Yaesu, the FTX1F, I've just not to get it. It broke my heart in a million pieces, but I can't justify it. There's no speech. At least we're not being told that there's any speech whatsoever. It's going to be totally inaccessible like every other Yaesu radio that's out. And by the way, again, I have 3 Yaesu radios. I'm a Yaesu fanboy. Love them. The sound of a Yaesu receiver is unbeatable. Say what you will, but their accessibility stinks. ICOM, your accessibility stinks. Kenwood, I can't stand the sound of it. The accessibility is great. And Kenwood's a stereotypical blind radio. Blindness radio. That's what all blind. Go to Kenwood. Go to Kenwood. I don't want a Kenwood. I've got 2. No, I'm sorry. Now, yeah, 2. I got 2 of them. Let me see if I can show you. I got a TS480, and the TS440 is way over there. You won't see it. I don't want either one of them. I don't like the sound of Kenwood. Never did, not even in the car. I preferred Blaupunkt or Alpine, or Alpine, is it? Blaupunkt mostly. I just didn't do Kenwood. Serwin Vega speaker, not Kenwood. Anyway. So I don't know, I'm just disturbed. All you ham radio operators watching, I love you to death. I'm glad you're there. Thank you. But please stop focusing on my blindness and help me get some access here. Help me use my radios, for goodness sake. Help me be an amateur radio operator. Don't shun me or push me away because I'm blind. Lord knows that's done a lot in the rest of the world. I'm sick of being blind, y'all. And that's stupid. I know I can't change it. No, I can't change it. I just want to be a good ham operator. Ham radio is the only thing left on the face of this earth that I have to enjoy. I didn't make it as a historian. I didn't make it as a teacher. I didn't make it as a lawyer. I didn't make it as a theologian. I didn't make it as anything. I ain't making it. But I have made it in ham radio. I have made it in internet radio, thanks to a bunch of people, blind friends that I have. Most of them not in the United States. And thanks to my good friend John Moore over at Blind Coaster Fanatic. Have you seen this? He just did a review of a dang gimbal. You know, to make your phone do this. You know. That's what a gimbal, keep it stable. Blind people aren't supposed to be able to use gimbal. You're right. But John did. He showed you how. And he tells you that the Mimo app that you use with your DJI product is horrifying for blind people. It won't work. It's almost unusable. Almost. Well, there goes my DJI Pocket idea. I was going to get a brand new DJI Pocket. Nope. Not now. If I can't use the Mimo app, what's the point? I was going to get a DJI mic too. The wireless microphone that so many people are raving about. Can't use that. Totally inaccessible. Touchscreen. Just like the ICOM IC705. Touchscreen. Can't use it. Now, to be fair, I took an ICOM 705 out to the park with my wife and my sister-in-law, and I used it. And they were proud of me for using it, because I'd already programmed it using RT System software. Please use RT System software, and don't be griping that you have to use RT System software. It makes an unusable radio usable. It makes it enjoyable to use. And thank God ICOM at least has a rudimentary speech system in their radio. It'll wreck your ears because it's 14.555 megahertz. It'll kill your ears. So if you want to go deaf, use that. Or Kenwood speech, which is so harsh that I can't even use Kenwood speech because my ears literally start screaming, hurting. I don't know, y'all. I don't want to become totally disillusioned with ham radio, because ham radio is the only thing that I have left as far as earthly, physical enjoyment, besides Andy's frozen custards and Wendy's and David's Burgers. So if you hams out there watching can help me, and by the way, thank you, Jeff, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave your call sign out of it, because I just want to thank you for shipping me the ICOM LC192 backpack for my 705 for Elizabeth. We got Elizabeth at home. She now lives in the ICOM backpack. And Jeff, it's every bit of what I thought it would be and more. So thank you. And I pray you're watching this. I hope you are. I pray you see this. So that's awesome. And I want to thank Steve, KM9G, for all of his help. And I will give his call sign, Steve. All of his help. I would not have stayed in ham radio this long again on my second time around if not for Steve. And all the guys at Coffee and Ham Radio. Chuck, holding two great antennas for me. I've got a Poseidon and an Aries. I wish I had an Apollo, but I don't. I don't have an Apollo. And by the way, I paid for those two antennas with my own money. Thank you, guys. And also, I want to thank Ham Radio Dude. Oh, my goodness. Talk about Elmering, people. He's doing a series on Elmering right now. Ham Radio Dude. That guy, W9FFF, Sean. He's awesome. Way to go. And I love Ham Radio Duo. That's Becky and Mike. N for FFF and N for BKY. Is that right? They're cool down in Alabama, Florida. And like I said, Bob. I won't forget Bob. Bob has helped me so many ways with these Gable products. I got all the Gable products now, man. I'm a Gable guy. Chameleon antennas, again, you guys suck. Your products may be great, but your customer service sucks. You get talked down to every time you call. At least I do. Anyway, I just want to thank these guys who are real hams, real amateur radio operators. And I want to thank the guys on the Parks on the Air Facebook site, real hams. I'm getting fed up with the local club, but I'm going. I'm still participating. You know, if you don't want to do something when you go to Tech Night, don't come to Tech Night. We go to Tech Night to be hams, not to discuss your day at work and, you know, how you're mistreated and how you can't stand doing this. We go to build kits, to build antennas, to make contacts. How many times have we made contacts at Tech Night? I can tell you how many. Once on an old 991 that I basically gave to someone. I mean, I got a brand new little handy talkie out of it and an old worn out Kenwood. But and the guy is using the radio, thank God. He is using it. In good faith, I did it in good faith. But when you do things in good faith, you don't complain about them. You just chalk them up and move on. I would have never gotten rid of the 991 had I known how bad my ears would respond to the Kenwood. Never. But anyway, that's enough of that. Like I said, the deal was done in good faith, and that's the important thing. Ham radio is about good faith. So, yeah, I just had to rant. Like I said, the Michael Martins thing was the last straw for me. Oh, and another one that I love dearly is Prep Ham Paul. I thought he got shafted at the Tokyo Ham Fest because John Ass and Ham Radio, and I thought Paul got kind of shoved to the back. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I missed something visual. But I was watching Prep Ham Paul and I ignored Ham Radio Crash Course. Now, I'm not down on Ham Radio Crash Course. I like Josh just fine. He responds to me when I'm on his live streams. He's very courteous. I ain't knocking. I'm not knocking. That ain't happening now. Don't be going and saying the blind videographer knocked on somebody. I didn't do that. And I'm not knocking Michael Martins either. I like him too. I just thought it was rather, maybe he just wasn't feeling good that night. I don't know. I won't get an apology. You can be rest assured. And probably don't deserve one. Jeez. Anyway. I'm going to quit ranting now, y'all. I'm going to go find something to do. Just know that I love ham radio and I love what I do. I love my stuff. God gave me that stuff. Man didn't. God gave it to me. God says, this is what I want you to do. You failed at everything else, and whether you did it on your own or I did it for you, we won't go there, but I believe all things are God controls, and all things, God does all things for our benefit and for good, he says. I don't know personally how your wife having multiple myeloma can be for your good, but it is. That's our theology. And I'm never going to be a good historian again. Not a professional one. I will in my heart. It's my first love and always will be. I will never be a good lawyer, not professionally. Again, in my heart I will. I'll never be a good this and never be a good that, but I am a good ham operator. I am a good radio man. I tried to join the Coast Guard twice, hoping that they would accept my radio capability. They didn't. That's fine. I was in Mars for 2 years, hoping that they would value my radio capabilities. Well, Mars is failing, dying, dead. It may be dead already. I think Air Force Mars is the only one that matters now. And they don't do military stuff primarily. They claim to, but they don't. Army, Mars, same thing. They don't do anything military, nothing at all. There are no drills, nothing. And again, FT8, WinLink, not very usable by a blind person. I can use FT8 with several third-party extensions and programs, and what's the point? Once you got it configured, there's nothing to it anymore, right? You just sit and watch your computer play. What's that for a blind guy? I guess I could interact with it in theory. In theory, that's what I said. So you have to give kudos to Kenwood. You know, you have to put your hat off to Kenwood because they're the only one that makes their radios accessible. I don't want to use Kenwood, y'all. I don't want a Kenwood. I don't like Kenwood. Not against it. Not knocking it. If you like Kenwood, go for it. A 590 SG is probably the most accessible HF radio on the market. Go for it. But I just don't. I'm a Yaesu fanboy. I always have been. And I'm an Icon guy. I'm not a fanboy. I just like Elizabeth, my little 705. And Lovey, my 891. You know? And yet, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to be a good ham, and I'm failing at that too. But I'm trying. I'm not giving that up. I'm not giving that up because I love it too much. I love amateur radio with all my heart, soul, mind, body, and whatever doesn't belong to Jesus and Abby belongs to ham radio. Sorry, guys. That's how it is. Jesus first, and all-encompassing Jesus, by the way. Our desire is to be with him forever in eternity, right? Abby second, my wife. I wish to grow old with my wife. That's my ultimate earthly desire, to grow old with the one God chose for me. And my physical, whatever, the only thing I have left is ham radio. That's it. That's all I have. So, you ham operators watching, I'm calling for help. I need help. I'm crying out for help. Please help me. Or I'll sell all my stuff and get out of this hobby, and then I won't have anything. And then it would be stupid because I put thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars into this. And so far, nothing in return, except for the fine people like Jeff with the Icon bag, Steve and Jim and Chuck and Ape over at Coffee and Ham Radios, the best there is. There are none better. Ham Radio Dude, there is none better. Bob, HOA Ham, there is none better. And Jason, KM4ACK, he's answered me on email. He's helped me. Jason, KM4ACK. But these entertainment hams, I'm just not sure I'm all on board with that. Ham Radio 2.0 is okay, but Ham Radio Crash Course is okay. No, I'm going to say KB9 VBR was just not feeling well that night. But please don't laugh me off when I get on your live channel as a blind person. I know my weird handle gets you. Adventures in Blind Videography. I get it, but this is Blind Videography. I have no idea what you're seeing right now. Woo! I have no idea. I have no idea what you're seeing. Here's a window. It's a blind. Yay! See the little open spot down there? I'm probably showing you the floor. Look at all the radio stuff. Look at everything in this room. Look at the computer. Look at the coffee pot on the floor. I even keep coffee pot back here, y'all. I don't know. I guess you can hear my frustration. I'm sorry. That's all I got. Y'all have a good day. 7-3. We'll catch you later.